Hey guys. Hey guys. It's Dr. Joe from Old Dog Jiu-Jitsu podcast. Here today to talk about a pretty rare injury, but if anybody gets this out there in the jiu-jitsu world, hopefully this will be a resource for you to kind of help you on out. This is a particular injury that happens with your fingers. Very rare to happen with a thumb, but it happened to me, so kind of want to share that. It's something called a mallet finger, but it's a mallet thumb. A mallet finger is when the longest tendon in your finger ends up breaking off, and it ends up having a deformity that looks like this. A lot of times how it happens is we call it sometimes a baseball finger, because it's classic with baseballs breaking the very tip of the finger, and then you have this mallet deformity. Well, in the thumb, you have two tendons. You have pollicis, which means thumb. So you have the pollicis extensor, but we'll just call it extensor, okay? The extensor longus and brevis. And the extensor longus goes all the way up to the tip of the thumb. And it's like a marionette string. So it allows it to flex back, okay? The brevis, which means short or deep, actually allows the thumb to move this way. So this motion here is all dependent on one little marionette string that comes down to the wrist. Well, what happened to mine this weekend, mine ended up breaking, okay? So I ended up breaking off. You can see I have my extensor pollicis longus works in this hand, but doesn't work in this hand. Ideally, if this ever happened to you, see a hand surgeon. Most likely they're gonna do conservative treatment. If you zoom in, you can actually see where that tendon is built up a little there, and that's all retracted tissues. Most of the time, conservative treatment means no surgery, but they would keep your thumb in extension. They'd make a little brace for you. I'm kind of stupid, so I don't do that. It's broken, no big deal to me. As long as I'm able to grab, I feel good. But the question is, if you have an injury like this, how do you best protect it? And let's just say you have it, you recover it, you do exercises, you get some function back. How would you protect this in the future? Well, it's an interesting wrap because it's actually backwards relative to how we normally tape our fingers. I don't have a video out on how to tape fingers just because there's so many of them out there. I thought it was kind of, I don't know how useful to everybody, but how you would typically tape this type of injury is that and you got that, Jackson? You got that in there pretty good? So you're gonna start your tape, and I always keep some slack on my tape because you're gonna find you're gonna cut off your circulation. Another good tip is you always tape what we call toes to nose. So furthest, and then you come in. And that's because if you tape too tight, you're gonna end up pressing a lot of the blood to the tip of the finger. To help prevent that, give yourself some slack. I make a couple of wraps around the tip of the thumb. And then when I come right here to the corner, I actually make my cruciate or my cross across the top of the knuckle coming down to the base of the thumb. Then I'll come across 1, 2, come back up, and if you notice, I'm pulling the thumb up so it stays extended. If I didn't have the tape in place, here we go again. Are you able to catch this, Jackson?
Yeah.
There's no way my thumb could stay straight. Okay. And if you can't tear it, like I can't right now, just make another wrap, come across, and bring it down. So essentially what you've done with that is you've made yourself a reverse splint, okay, or just a reverse tape. Normally we would make that cruciate at the flexor portion of the finger or the flexor portion of the thumb, but this allows me to keep my thumb straight. As you see, I couldn't do that before. The tape allows it to keep open. So if I'm grabbing, it allows my grip to come a little wider, okay? So when my thumb was flexed before, it kind of limits my grip. This allows my thumb to stay out, and I can make a better grip with it. There's ways of bringing it down to the wrist and securing it even more, but this is just the basic sloppy kind of cruciate splint to keep the thumb extended. Again, pretty rare. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of hits on this video, but I will label it in such a way that if you have a mallet thumb, maybe it'll pop up and it'll be useful to you. Thanks a lot, guys. And thanks for watching.